You shouldn't be here.
Finish him!
What is up guys, Lord Seno here. If you haven't already guessed, this video is going to be pretty graphic because I'm testing out some Blade and Sorcery gameplay. The topic of this video is going to be about Rogue and Deepwoken, and specifically, is Deepwoken Rogue 2.0. This is a comment that I've been hearing a lot the past couple of months, and normally the people who say this are people who haven't bothered to research Deepwoken or they don't know what the game is, and so the purpose of this video is to dispel that myth and give some good reasons as to why Deepwoken and Rogue are nothing alike and the games aren't going to be similar. So first, you may be wondering, who are the people who say that Rogue and Deepwoken are similar? I've noticed that it's mainly like the anime fighting game community, like the casual games like GPO. So there's this GPO YouTuber called Revolver AGC. He's someone that I respect quite a lot, and he is someone who's also very hyped for Deepwoken. He basically did a community post saying that this one Dragon Ball game was trash and that most people who thought the game was good thought that Deepwoken was bad. And the comment section under that post is like one of the most hilarious things I've seen relating to Deepwoken in a long time. First, one commenter says word for word that Deepwoken will just be Rogue Lineage 2.0. Next, another commenter says the gameplay is nothing advanced, it's just Rogue Lineage the sequel. Someone else says that they don't think that Deepwoken will be bad, but they're not going to spend anything to buy it because they don't like Rogue. By saying this, they're basically assuming that Deepwoken and Rogue are going to be very similar games. So a Rogue YouTuber, Ria Contul, basically covered this exact same topic. Pretty much everything he said I agree with, so I advise you guys to go and check that video out. So someone from his community says that Deepwoken is pointless because the game is the exact same gameplay but with different graphics. As you can see by now, a lot of people think that Deepwoken and Rogue are basically going to be the same game, even though there's almost no validity to this claim. The owner Archmage himself says that the game's experiences are going to be completely different, and the developers have repeated this over and over again, but people still believe that Deepwoken is going to be the same or a very similar game to Rogue. So if you don't trust the owner himself, let me give you some reasons why this game is going to be completely different. Now, the first reason is the combat system. Let's face it, Rogue's combat system is no longer revolutionary. It's pretty common now on Roblox with games just to have 5-hit M1 knockback combos with some skills that you can combo extend. The difference between getting hit in Deepwoken and getting hit in Rogue is huge. If you get hit by one Church Knight M1, then you're going to lose your entire health bar, and there's really nothing that you can do to counter that once you're hit by the M1. In Deepwoken though, say you get hit by a spear, you don't get stunned, you can literally have an action right before they can hit you again. That means that if they try to M1 you twice in a row, you can block or parry the second hit. This is a very good combat system in my opinion, because it means that after every action that you and your enemy make, there's something that the opposite person can react to. This means that every single decision that happens in a fight is just as important as the last one. The fight isn't over just because you got hit by a single stun. You can actually fight back and turn the fight around. Instead of the combat being who can land their one combo first, it's instead who can consistently read their opponent's mind, and you're rewarded for predicting when they feint and parry. It literally means that every single fight that you have in Deepwoken is going to be different based on your opponent's playstyle. Whereas in Rogue, like I said before, your only concern is how do I land my one combo without my opponent landing their one combo on me. Clearly, just from this concept alone, Deepwoken's combat system has a much higher skill expression than Rogue's. If that wasn't enough to convince you that Deepwoken is not going to be Rogue 2.0, let's talk a bit about progression. So in Rogue Lineage, one of the only ways to progress is by killing people or jailing them. You're forced into PvP to get your build, and obviously this is incredibly high risk. This is why almost everybody boosts in that game, because it's unsustainable to have a game where you have to kill dozens of people without making a single mistake in order to actually get your build. Progression in Deepwoken, however, is not going to be like that. You have the option of choosing between PvP and PvE. This makes the game much easier if you don't feel like having a heart attack each time you want to go and progress. Obviously, NPCs can still kill you and they can be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than players, but there's something that feels more safe about progressing from them than progressing from players. Also, if you just don't feel like ruining someone's day, then the game can be more enjoyable for you. Deepwoken adding this PvE option allows for less toxicity because players don't really have to interact with each other as much, even though it is rewarded. In this sense, it's going to be nothing like Rogue, which is probably the most toxic game on the platform. I could probably list another dozen reasons as to why Deepwoken is not going to be the sequel of Rogue, but I feel like you guys get the argument by now. If someone watches this and they still believe that Deepwoken is Rogue 2.0, then drop a comment down below and I'll try to change your mind. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the Blade and Sorcery background footage, then let me know, because I don't know how people are going to react to that. It might be a bit too violent for some people. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.